Welcome, guys. Welcome. This is episode 34 of ChatTactic for 2024. Welcome along. This is a sort of like a strategy gaming news vodcast, I guess. That's what I've titled it today. A few little things. There will be a giveaway today. We've got I've got another of the Strategic Command War in the Pacific keys to give away. So that's a good one to give away. Just looked at there. Zephon has actually come up again in the list through here. I've still got to play off the last of what I'm doing with Zephon. I might even open that one up and just show a little bit of what's going on with that particular run that I've got at this point in time. I've been doing that on YouTube. Just haven't finished that one off just yet. I've got a lot coming up actually on YouTube this week, so I'll go through what my schedule will be, because it'll be basically at this time most of the actual streams. There will be one stream a little bit later, like a fair few hours later, but that will be on Friday, I think it is. Actually, I didn't bring my phone down to check. That's typical. I'm going to have to figure out how I can do that. Actually, I'm going to have to because I know some of them coming up. But anyway, I'll talk about the broad plan and we'll go from there. Hi, Thor and Mr. K. Hope you're both doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. Anyone that is actually watching. So, the giveaway will be Strategic Command War in the Pacific. Let's have a quick look at that one through there. Strategic Command War in the Pacific. So, now these are fairly cool entry-level war games. They're not onerous, and that's, I think, one of the critical things with this. They're very much a war game sort of style, as you can sort of see through this graphic. I'll just open that one up. We'll watch it in all its glory. And we'll just go back and we've got to be careful of the music.
Strategic Command World War II War in the Pacific is an immersive operational war game set in the Pacific Theater. Its main campaign, 1941 Day of Infamy, features an impressive 36,000 hex map spanning from India to North America, with battles fought on both land and sea. It offers a wide variety of victory conditions, including time-based objectives to maximize competitiveness and replayability. The game also features quick campaigns from 1939 to 1945, allowing players to engage with multiple factions and scenarios, such as the Red Army during the Namaha Battle, the U.S. forces battling for control of the Solomons, or Operation Forager for the invasions of Saipan, Tinian, and Guam. Playable nations include Japan, Australia, China, Communist China, USA, UK, and USSR. Strategic Command World War II War in the Pacific introduces new resources and features, such as airfields, the Doolittle Raid, naval construction, a scorecard, and much more. The game combines historical accuracy with unprecedented strategic depth. Players can start with single-player campaigns or compete in multiplayer using Slytherin's PBEM system and hot seat modes.
Okay, so that is out now, basically, and I do actually have a key to give away for that one today, which is great. So, and that was courtesy of Matrix Games and Fury Software, which is awesome. I did a interview with one of the devs, Robert, a couple of weeks ago, and that was really, really interesting, actually, got to say. I thoroughly enjoyed that format, to be honest, just actually going through and just chatting about all sorts of stuff. We didn't have to show the game even. It was just, it was actually pretty cool, actually, to do that. So I thoroughly enjoyed that one. So anyway, that's War in the Pacific. Strategic Command World War II War in the Pacific. So a bit of a mouthful, but there is another War in the Pacific game from Slytherin, which is so much more complex than this particular game. This game, as I said before, if you're unsure whether you're wanting to get into war games, I can tell you that the Strategic Command games are very, very good in that regard. As I said, there's a variety of different scenarios, from quite complex down to very, very simple. And the one that we were actually looking at when we were doing the discussion essentially was just the Guadalcanal, which is a much sort of smaller theatre than the full Pacific Theatre. But anyway, that's the prize for later on. So we'll go through that again at that point in time. Actually, I'll have a look. Let's have a look at War in the Pacific, the other one. I don't even know if it's on Steam. No, it's not. Okay. Let's have a look at it on the Matrix store. I'll just go to matrix.com. I think it's a Matrix game. Matrixgames.com, not matrix.com. Oh, there we are. That's not the one we're looking for. We're looking for matrixgames.com. Here we go. We're back here now. Hi, Crunch and CB. How you guys going? Thor saying unprecedented strategic depth. Don't they all claim that? It's on my wish list because it's not overly complicated. I know. Isn't that funny? I get so many games that say fast-paced, and I'm thinking, that's the last thing I want, is fast-paced. So readers then saying, good evening from Lithuania. Good evening to Lithuania. So anyway, I'll just accept all these cookies and stuff. Actually that's one thing we've got to talk about. Armoured Brigade 2 has come out. I couldn't stream, I couldn't do this last week because I was doing the launch stream for Armoured Brigade. So we'll talk about that one as well. Here's the War in the Pacific back over through here, but let's have a look at for War in the Pacific, which came out some time ago. Actually, we're not going to get a this is War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, I think. That's old, actually. How old is that? Is this the one that's the major? No, this is different again. I was thinking there is actually one of them, might be on the Slytherin site. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, maybe that's it. It's just dramatically big. Like it's unbelievable. Yeah, this is it. The standard expansion, Gary Grisby's War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, at significant. Yeah, okay. This is fairly old now, and it's really, really cheap. It's 10% off, guys. You can get it for only Australian $767. Oh, that's for the complete bundle. That's not for just this one game. This one's $130. Yeah, so it's but this is I've never played one of these, and I've sort of been interested in it. But it's hi David, how you going? Yeah, David's saying we need slow paced. Yes, it's sort of it's funny because I get so many emails from people saying, oh, it's really fast paced, and you know it's bullet hell and all this sort of stuff. I'm thinking that's exactly the opposite of what I want. And it's funny because when it says unprecedented strategic depth for these sort of games, you're right. It's sort of like it's not. It's if you're trying to get into these games, you'll find these sort of massive games eventually, but you shouldn't be starting off in here. And so when it says that, it's sort of it's promising an experience that probably entry level war gamers don't really want. And I think that's actually a big issue. Is that you know games like Strategic Command World War II War in the Pacific is an entry-level war game. It's actually digestible. You can play scenarios that you will enjoy, and there's a lot of games like that, to be honest, that I think are even probably better in terms of just trying to see if you actually want to get into war gaming. Like there's another one actually. I was just like David is actually who's in the chat there is actually involved with not Matrix with Microprose, and they've got some awesome entry level games. In fact, one of the ones that I'm not sure when the next update is going to be coming, but Second Front is a game that is as far as like this is the entry level for me, one of the best entry level war games, because this one actually does have war game sort of style mechanics to it, but with actual 3D graphics, and that's actually makes it a lot more approachable. I think just have that immersion, and this is a sort of game that will then ease you into wargaming, I guess. And it's like certainly for me, I was always interested in it, but I was always a bit sort of careful. This is back when it was more board games than computer games, but it did take me a little while of finding some very, very simple, small scenarios to be able to then play out before I got into actual, looking at full-blown campaigns. And so Second Front is one of those that is actually one of these interesting games where it's still difficult, but it's actually it's very, very condensed into what it actually does do, and it's very pure in what it does as well. So it's pretty cool game, Second Front. It's sort of I always look for new additions to it. But this is a good one just to also ease in. But if you are looking for the hex based, like the top down views, then with the hexes, then certainly all the strategic command games are good in that sort of sense. We've got this one's just War in the Pacific, but there is actually a whole lot of them. They are on special at the moment, actually 25% off to get all of them. There are some good ones as well, like as in terms of there's a lot of their more recent strategic command games, because they've been around forever as well. Like they've actually been really around like an awfully long time. If you just have a look at the bundle, let's have a look and see what we end up getting with the bundle. Will that open up? This is some of these will be older. You want essentially the World War II, World War One. These are probably too old, so I wouldn't be worrying too much about those. But there are some of the more recent ones. Maybe this is a bit old. This is War in Europe, World War II, War in Europe. These are the new engine, and so these are all very good. You can see they're rated very positive, 89%, which is actually pretty damn good for a war game, to be honest. It's very few of them sort of rate that highly. But this is I know that there's other YouTubers around who have told me privately that this is amongst their favourite war games. These actual strategic command games as well. So it's I won't sort of mention names, but there has been talk of some of them, like the Civil War one, for example, is one that I do remember talking with another YouTuber actually about it, and him saying that it was one of his favourite all-time games. So anyway, that's what we've got through there. We need to show you. Cyberfully saying Shadow Empire does scratch that itch. It does. It's more complex though. So it's not really Shadow Empire is not entry level. Let's have a quick look at Shadow Empire. I was playing that one a little bit this week because there's more and more additions to it. Actually, there we go. We've got Shadow Empire in through there. It's sort of funny. Like they've got Shadow Empire. So this is very positive. This is rated 85%, and for me, this is very much a war game. I know that other people will say it's more about role playing. I love the procedural generation of this. Like this for me is probably my go-to in terms of war games, simply because of the random maps. And they're incredible random maps. They're not just they're not just a basic terrain. Like it's actually built. Like the whole planet generation is built from the ground up. So David's in saying solid series of games indeed. Yes, no, they are. It's sort of one of those things where I don't play enough of them, and that's something I do need to sort of get into and have a bit of a look at. But Shadow Empires is definitely one of my favourite games. It is much. I wouldn't say it's entry level. I think it is much more niche, but it's a very popular game, and I think it's just because of the breadth of what's been introduced into this particular game itself. Very cool game. The things with this one, I'll say that with some caveats. There is actually, if we go and have a look, do we have the complete bundle? Let's have a look at the bundle information. So with the complete one, what you end up getting is you get Shadow Empire, and then you get the Oceania DLC. I can't recommend the Oceania DLC, to be honest. I was 50-50 on it when it came out, and I'm now sort of thinking, for me, it just gets in the way of the base game. The base game is incredibly good. I'm glad I've got the Oceania DLC, but it's not something that I don't think that people should be like. You know how often you'll be wanting to get all the DLC when you first get a game. In this case, I would recommend not getting Oceania as a at the same time that you get the base game. Only get Oceania if you really enjoy playing Shadow Empire and you read thoroughly what Oceania adds in, because it doesn't add in navies, and that was the biggest bugbear for me, is that we actually have an ocean planet edition without naval forces, and I can't justify that in my own head. And so over the time, as I said, I was lukewarm on that. Because I could understand why they weren't added, but now I'm thinking it's really needs it, and so I'm hoping at some point that Vic, the developer, it's only a single developer that's doing this, will actually go back and really nail the naval forces. But I know, looking at the what's actually coming up with the game, the preparation is being done for the next DLC, and that does look very exciting, I've got to say. So I'm thinking that we'll eventually get naval forces, but it'll probably be after one or two more DLCs have been released, and then it'll probably be a retrospective sort of look at things. And I think this is actually where single developers can get away with a lot more than full-blown companies, because they can decide what they want to work on, what they're excited about, which I think is fine. Like, that's great. It's so I know that Vic has been working on the next iteration of the game, which, as I said before, does sound very, very exciting. There is actually some information somewhere on the site back in through here. If we just go, maybe we'll have a quick look and see if we can find the go to Community Hub. Oh, by the way, the game does keep on being updated, and I always like to look at it when there's been a fairly major update, but there hasn't been anything massively big for quite some time. So we've got last open beta is the 14th of November. So that's why I played this last one. And with this one through here, there's always, it is fairly well documented with what does sort of, what the changes actually are. So there's more danger-related events that have been added in. And so a lot of these are, there's a lot of balancing still going on with the game. But I think that the reason that naval forces just haven't come in is it's just too broad to actually be able to... for it to be able to be worked effectively. The trouble I have with the lack of them is that the previous game, like Advanced Tactics Gold, I really enjoyed the naval combat in that game. Like, I thought that was handled incredibly well, and I don't know why we can't just have that, to be honest. I really, really enjoyed Advanced Tactics Gold with the way you had to sort of plan your invasions across the oceans. The trouble with that game was that the AI didn't know how to do that, and so it was so the AI would essentially get stuck, and so it was very easy once they actually did like a naval invasion. But it was very, very good fun for you as the player to actually do a naval invasion. So I'm thinking Vic's got to try to balance all those things out to still have everything sort of them working. Sticky Wig saying, I wonder what big sales on these games are coming out later this week on Steam's BF sale. I don't know what the BF sale is, sorry. No idea what that is. Anyway, so there's always like information about when the different updates are coming through. Some of them will require different game starts, etc. There's a lot of rebalancing going on, but I keep on looking and hoping that there will one day be even just a smattering of naval forces that we can then sort of operate with. That for me will be a game changer for the Oceania DLC. But up until now, I really can't justify it. Oh, Black Friday, isn't it Black Friday? Wasn't Black Friday last Friday? Because I was thinking, I was thinking because I haven't really sort of seen much about it. I thought Black Friday was last week, because I certainly saw Black Friday stuff last Friday, but I may be wrong. I did ask my wife about it, because I said, "Oh, look, it's because Black Friday is not something we've had in Australia very much." But she said, "Oh, it lasts a month," and I'm thinking, I don't know if it does. I thought it was just one day. Hi, Korosami, how you going? So so I don't know what deals, because I was surprised there weren't any deals on Steam, to be honest. There's an actual dedicated thing, but yeah, maybe there will be. So anyway. So that's what we've got. This one here, we were looking for. I'll just get back to the task at hand. There was. Do we have? Yeah, I can't sort of see there the where it's actually. I know where it is. It's on Vic's website, which is what's the website called? I can't think of what the website's called. I think is it listed in here somewhere? I can't remember what the website is. No, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. There's nothing important for us to look at there anyway. So anyway, that's Shadow Empire. Still more changes coming, which is great. More DLCs coming, which is even better. And those DLCs look very, very exciting. But I wouldn't recommend personally at this point in time the DLC. So I don't think that's going to sort of really sort of do it. But overall, the base game is incredible. And as I say, I do enjoy having the DLC, but it just adds complexity to, I think. Here we go. Sakura Sami Singh, I bought the Shakturi DLC recently. Will likely get flattened on my first playthrough. Yeah, turn it off, essentially. Maybe we'll talk a bit about that as well, because there's different ways of playing the game. Let's actually open up Distant Worlds. And there's a few games I'm going to be wanting to show today. Distant Worlds wasn't one of them actually, but I'm thinking I didn't actually really cover it much from the Shakturi DLC, which is an incredible DLC. The last time I looked, and it's been a couple of weeks, but the last time I looked, it was incredibly well received by the community when you consider that the base game wasn't. And so, and I think that was the way people approach the base game. But just be aware that you don't have to play with the Shakturi in to actually enjoy the game. In fact, I turn it off personally. I don't like story events in games, and so so Kurosami saying I was going to set it to a late crisis. I like the challenge. It's sort of there's two aspects about it though, and it's great having it there. And the thing that I was worried about with the Return of the Shakturi DLC was that it wasn't going to give us enough things in the start of the game. It was only going to be end game stuff. And I very rarely get to the end game in any of these sorts of games, to be honest. I mean, I do with Age of Wonders. That's one series that I always try to play through to the end. But Distant Worlds, I've never finished a Distant Worlds game, whether it be Distant Worlds 1 or Distant Worlds 2. Actually, I have technically. I mean, it's technically you can play it and have it win straight away. And I've won a few times that way, but not in a meaningful sort of sense. You're saying the main content of Oceania is honestly the addition to the planet generator rather than the MTHs themselves. These can be ignored since they're mostly a dollar sink. Yeah, it's sort of and with that as well, you then do have to cross oceans with some of the planets that are then generated, which is cool if you had navies. But the maritime trade houses are the abstracted navies at the moment in that particular DLC. Anyway, if we go into starting a new game. One of the things I was fearful for the Return of the Shakturi DLC because I was worried that this had nothing for the start of the game, but it actually brings a lot to it. And if we just go into the Galaxy settings, I'll just rattle through a lot of these different sorts of things, but we won't go through all of these. When we come down to the actual setting it up, let's go back through all of these into here. And so when you actually have the Return of the Shakturi storyline, this will then, what this one dictates essentially is when you're going to have this endgame crisis, which will then come in. And one of the beautiful things about the endgame crisis for this one is it can be very, very easy, or it can be very, very hard, or it can be anywhere in between. And it all depends on diplomacy. And so it all depends on who joins the. So the diplomacy aspect of the game has had an incredible amount of work done to it with this particular edition, not just for the end game, but overall as well. But the end game crisis is actually a diplomatic crisis first and foremost, and then it's an actual combat crisis. And so what actually ends up happening if I just go and I'll leave that one on. If I go and start the game. So that will then sort of come at a medium sort of time. But you need to do a lot of preparation work before they arrive. And you get warning signs and all sorts of different things. So it's been very, very well balanced in that sort of sense. But if you have that turned on, there's certain diplomatic things you can't do until they arrive, and then it'll all kick in. But if you have it turned off, you have actually more options initially with diplomacy. It still takes a bit of time to work up to it. But I'll just let it load in, then I'll just show you what I mean. So Kurosami's saying, before I never had a incentive to finish a Distant Worlds 2 game, but with the Shakturi invasion that's changed. Yeah, because I guess it really does give you a reason to stay in it, a bit like Zephon as well. I will get to Zephon. I want to get my first win. There we are. So Vidudog saying, would say that this is a flaw of the game, isn't it? That you never actually finish a game. Not for me. For me, I have my own objectives, and so I play the game like if you look at history, like we sort of look at history as if we're playing a game, we're playing might be like the 7 Years' War or something like that, where we're playing a set period of time. The thing with games like that are massive, and particularly simulation games like Distant Worlds, for me, I can dictate that if I can take over that empire, for me that is the game. So if I have one enemy and if I can destroy them, I feel like I've then won what I wanted to play with the game. So I'm playing a smaller time scale just for my own enjoyment, rather than actually keeping on going and going and going to sort of then try to take over the whole galaxy. I know that a lot of people enjoy that, but I prefer the smaller smaller ways of playing. So I just sort of end up with my own sense of having either won or lost the game, depending on how I go against one or two other factions. So we've got the Mortlands. So when we come in, so I won't actually play the game itself, but when we come in, there's some new tabs, of course, with it. But one of them, if we go into diplomacy, we now actually have this middle one through here, which is the alliances. Now, if you don't play with the Shakturi DLC, you can actually start to form federations like galactic federations and so on and so forth in the base game itself without needing the Shakturi's involvement. So that's why I keep it turned off at this point in time for most of the games that I play, just simply because I want to have access to this. You have to do a bit of research to be able to get it. So it triggers at a certain point, and then you need to actually have very, very good relations with other factions as well to then be able to form an alliance with them. But you essentially are then starting to play like Star Trek. You're starting to, it's almost like a Star Trek game. So, which I think is really quite interesting, the way that sort of does work. But if you have the Shakturi DLC enabled so that it's coming in, this will only trigger when the Shakturi arrive, where everyone you've then got to try to form your alliance either with or against the Shakturi. But this is actually a fairly major portion of the actual DLC, which I think is great. It's so well thought out, this particular DLC, so much more than what the original game actually had, which is great. Somebody saying, yeah, I like wiping out the Boscara. But for me, that's sort of, I just play on a shorter time scale with my own victory conditions once I sort of get into it, I guess, until I sort of feel like I've actually achieved something. Okay, so CB is saying I've been really annoyed with the addition of the arachnids on the planets in Shadow Empire. They can be really crippling. Again, they only fight in certain terrains well, so just be aware of that. You can control them until you're ready to take them on. So and I think even armored cars can be good enough to actually end up doing some damage to them. I think it's been a little while since I've actually had to bother with them, to be honest. It's I mainly get concerned with the rogue walkers that end up if you've come across a faction of those. I mean, that's one of the great things about Shadow Empires now is the actual are the different groups that you actually end up having. Maybe we'll quickly go back and open that one up. So I was looking forward to the Xenox and Boscara update. Yes, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one actually. I am, like, particularly the ship design. I don't like the ship design of the Xenox. I'm being negative today, but anyway. The Xenox I just find really uninspiring, just the actual ships themselves, and so I don't play them. I don't like playing them because of that, and I never have, like with them in the game. But I'm looking forward to seeing what changes come with the graphic overhaul of what their ships have got. I think will be very, very interesting as well. With Shadow Empire, I mean, that's another thing with the. I think we can play it where we can get to see different bits and pieces, I think, fairly straight away. Just going back into Shadow Empire. And we'll just go play. And I'll just start a new game. It's such a. I can just generate planets and enjoy that process with this game. It's a bit like Dwarf Fortress. I love watching the planetary building or the world building in Dwarf Fortress, but I love it in this game as well. Just equally, actually. It's this for me is those two games are the standouts in terms of being able to build random terrain. Okay, so Korosami's saying, yeah, the new design looks great. Eric showed off a Xenox frigate in the Discord. Okay, I didn't see that, actually. I'm just going to go unclassified. I'll just rip through this. Just going to continue. I'll do detailed planet generation. Essentially, you start off with the where they are in relation to where they go. I'll just let it run all the way through. Everything matters with this. Like, the irradiance. This one's got water. Just go continue. Again, the percentages. This is it's fairly new, so there's not much through there. There's no life forms, so we don't have any of those. Oh, do you know what I did wrong? I did it wrong. I'm just going to continue. I forgot to turn on the complete no fog of war. I meant to show that. I'll just start the game. Just do it again. Tenor is saying it is possible to have a positive cash flow in. Is it possible to have a positive cash flow in Shadow Empire? I've always have to sell resources to the IP or MTHs to stay afloat. MTHs are a nice source of revenue depending on what they offer for IP. So Rogue is saying, hi guys, love me some Shadow Empire. Yeah, well, yes, the game has changed actually. I don't know when the last time is that you actually played it. I'll just click on OK. And I'll just go AAA. Just let it go in. I forgot to open it up to so we could see everything. And I should have. Actually, maybe if I give up, I think we can then see everything. So we'll just start our turn. Yeah. So with the to answer your question, Tenra, about that is the actual. If we go to the reports. You'll see that you start off with 20% income tax, which sort of keeps you level now. It used to be 0. So that was actually something that was introduced some time ago now, but it was within the last 12 months. But that was just to even it out a little bit. And depending on the difficulty that you play, you can definitely get to 30% and still be able to then cope with it, and up to 40% if you're playing on the easier difficulty levels. But that's the key to keeping your money, is essentially keeping that at 20% or more. So it starts off at 20%, which I think is great because it means you don't have to worry too much about your money. You still have to worry about it, but not as much as you used to. So it's certainly better, and that's like I used to always try to rush to 30%. Essentially was what I tried to get to as quickly as possible. No longer really worry about it anymore. I'll just call the secretary and we'll just resign and have a quick look and see what we have. Yes, resign. Okay. I'll just end my turn. Now hopefully we get to see everything. You've resigned. Yeah, okay, we get to see everything. So I'll just dismiss that one. So in this case, when we have a bit of a look around, we may not have arachnids on the planet. We may have them somewhere. I'll just see if I can do it. That's right, it's arrow keys. But one of the more recent sort of things is that the different groups have now got different ways of also working. That's the zone. That's nothing much in through there. I'll just see if I can find something that's going to be a bit more interesting. These are mutants. They're like zombie type units. Just zoom out. That's a smallish group. So these are. If we're not seeing exactly what they are. Oh, these are rotors. This is they've got so many little subgroups now that are part of the game. Let's see if I can find some arachnids. These are confeds. I love this. There's so much more depth to it now. There's some these are mutants again. So these are like a territory. These are beastmen units. Just it's so rich now with what it does do. It's one of the other players. Just playing an online forces group. Just some marauders. Can we find any? The eroders again, so these are more like Mad Max style. I'm not seeing any arachnids. They could be around, but I'm just not sure. No, I'm not seeing them anywhere. I mean, these aren't arachnids, these are guardians. Again, a different style. There's the these are the ones I have the trouble with, the surviving AIs. There's more beastmen back and through there. Yeah, I have more trouble with these more than anything. The arachnids I tend to find I can sort of deal with just with, yeah, I can't find any others. But they for me tend to be the bigger problem, is these surviving AIs with the sentinels that they actually end up having. Because once they decide to come up against you, it can be quite debilitating. Anyway, I won't keep on playing this game, but I'll sort of wait for some larger not DLCs, larger updates with it before I sort of play it again in a meaningful way, I think. All right, so Reed is saying, would you enjoy the game if it only had procedural world generation? I know there is a game out there which I haven't tried to get yet, that all it is just generating a fantasy world, and I do want to have a look at that one because I am interested in the way that sort of is done. But anyway, yes, I would be to answer the question. Okay, so Roger saying, I wish the dev put an option at the game start to turn off the arachnids personally, just because I don't care for them, and they can be quite tough at the beginning. Yeah, so that's a good point. Quite often you can mod the game, and that's probably something that could be modded. I'm just not sure. Some people are modding the game, but not very many, because Vic hasn't really opened up a lot of the modding tools yet. But there are some mods around, but they tend to break the game when the game updates. So until the game becomes stable, I don't think that. I think Vic's plan is to eventually have it moddable, but only when he's finished with it. A bit like again with advanced tactics. Okay, so CB is saying, I think a recent update lowered the arachnid spawn a bit, but I would prefer an option to turn it off as well, says CB. Okay, well, that's interesting feedback, actually. I mean, it's I think the more people that actually asked for it, the more likely Vic is likely to do it. And he's likely to do it in that, like at the start, where you've got the different things you can set up at the start of the game, like the different histories, and you can actually have no arachnids. So Tenor is saying, I go with 30% income tax as well, but the salaries I have to pay explode over time. I rarely adjust them, though, due to happiness penalties you incur. Yes, yeah, I'm the same. We'll have to check out the new building additions for workers. I recall them being able to help with happiness. Yes, there's new buildings there as well. Hi, Sorbicol, how are you going? So anyway, let's get into other aspects we're going to be talking about. So one of the things that actually, I got an email yesterday from the dev of We Who Are About to Die. I might just open that one up, and because this is actually one of these little games that I think a lot of you will be happy with. But it's not the sort of typical game that I would play. About to Die, yep. So it's at the moment we've got a... so this is, again, a single developer has made this, and he's done an incredible job of it. And so it's a gladiator game. I have shown it some time ago. It says that the release date was in 2022, but it's still in early access, really. So Geordie is a developer. So fight and strategize your way through spectacles and arenas. Fight from lowly slave to grand champion and earn your freedom, or die trying. This Gladiator RPG roguelike features an in-depth career management and unique physics simulated combat system for those who are about to die. I salute you. It's actually really, really, really well done with the way it sort of does work. It's a real-time fighting game, but with very, very cool management. And I think a lot of other games could learn a lot from what this game does, because this game does nearly everything it does well. I'll show you the game. I was told that there was like a major update that's just come in. It's still early access. 40% off at the moment as well. So that actually, that is a Black Friday deal, I guess, that you can actually sort of then grab with it in through there as well. So it's $20 Australian, which makes it about $12 thereabouts US at this stage, but 40% off. So, and with this one as well, they've now got will it show the updates? I might just show what it's got, because there's been a lot of things added to the game. I haven't played it for probably a year, and I opened it up when I got the email actually to have a look to see what it felt like again, and it was really, really cool. Saw people saying, was that some game between Australia and India? Oh, I don't know anything at all about that. Sorbicle's having a dig at me. India and Australia had a test cricket match over the weekend, and Australia got absolutely smashed. It's funny. The first day it went for 3 days, and the first day, because I love watching cricket, but the first day it was Australia completely dominated India, and it was like, oh, this is going to be over. Like Australia's absolutely got this one in the bag. I think I looked at the odds of what the percentages were, and Australia was like in the 90 percentile of winning the game at that point after the first day, and because like they absolutely smashed India. But then India came back the next day and absolutely destroyed Australia. Like they got them out even earlier, and then went on and just did not lose any wickets, and so they basically just and ended up completely obliterating Australia and then bowled Australia out. So yes, I'll cop that one on the chin. Like India were just incredible, played it absolutely incredibly well. Hi Viren Games, how are you going? So yes, I will. I'll wear that one. We'll see what happens with the next game. Anyway, let's go and let's open this game up, and I'll show you what this game has got. It's a very simple game, and it's a game that you can play for like 10 minutes. In fact, I was playing it for about a quarter of an hour before I started doing this stream. I opened it up again just to have a bit of a play with it. So it's really cool. So anyway, let's just go and do this one through here. It is a roguelite. It does have progression elements to it as well, which is quite nice. So I just got rid of the player. So I'll just go into and do play. And actually, I won't continue. If I just go back and actually, I will continue because I'm pretty sure I deleted the actual players that I'm playing with. I think you need to have like multiple runs available for the game. Oh, hang on, yeah, this is not what I want. So I'll just go and press escape. I'm just going to abandon the character so we can start again. But unfortunately, there's no multiple saves, and I wish there were. I think that would actually be a good addition for the game. But overall, if we go to play, new run. So what he's added in, he's added all sorts of different starts, and they're all just random when you sort of get into it. And so you've got things like, for example, commoner difficulty up to gladiator difficulty, or trainee mode, where it actually goes through and slowly progresses from commoner to gladiator over 10 different areas. And so you've got essentially, like this is a trained aspirant. This is one of the early ways of starting the game. But what he's actually added in now is he's got different challenge levels in through here. This one starts with reasonable equipment to sort of get into the actual gladiator side of things. You've got really good stats now that you can sort of see what actually happens. He's also added in traits. So this one's a born leader. So and then you've got different other. This is a major, a positive trait, minor, dulled senses, minor, negative, and then you've got vertically challenged. So this one here is so it actually has problems with weight thresholds and things like this, and so it's all modelled really quite well. But if I re-roll, I'm going to get different styles. This one here doesn't have an arm, so it's actually one-handed, which is a major negative trait. This one cannot have a shield because of that. And this one here is a thrill seeker civilian. This one's quite a difficult challenge if you wanted to play it. You can just keep on re-rolling them, which is pretty cool. This one here is a desperate politician. And so this one's lucky, but it's also a machismo. So this one refuses to wear a chest plate. Again, going to have zero protection over his actual torso, which is a bit of a problem. But he can wear other things as well. And he just goes in, he's only armed with a pot. So he's just going to be beating people over the head until he can get better equipment. And so it is a progression, a slow progression up from different things. And so this is actually not a terrible way of playing, but you'll never be able to use chest plates on that one. So you just keep on re-rolling until you find something that you're interested in. This one looks pretty good. This one's a blacksmith's apprentice with the backstory back and through here. Brute strength, heavy hitter. He's got an old injury, so his movement is low and he's unlovable. So he ends up with less fame from battles, 33%. But there's all sorts of, so these traits are incredible actually with what they add to the game. Like I've been playing it a bit over the last couple of days or last day or so since I got that email, just to have a look at it again with what it does go on. So with the different traits, as you start to sort of play with them and find them, you'll sort of then find again it just sort of highlights them. I don't know why they're turned off. It would be cool to sort of see them actually in all their glory, you know, like rather than having them turned off like this. I'll start off with this one here. So I'll accept this guy. So you can rename them. You can do different things with them. So the way it works, the management of it is very, very clean with the way it sort of does actually happen as well. Now, initially, I'm not going to have enough to really be able to spend on anything. So let's just not worry at all about this screen. I'll come back to the screen after we do a fight. So I do actually have so auxiliary infantry slot, click to drag equipment here to store or exchange it. So I can actually drag out the hammer, for example, and bring it back into here. Now I'm thinking this one, we may actually have an ability here because he was an apprentice blacksmith to fix things up. That's what I'm thinking we're seeing through here. So if we have damaged equipment. So let's just go straight to the battle menu. The battle menu will then show you week by week what's going to be coming up. So these are just going to be normal fight, normal fight. Then we actually have an elite fight. So against a gladiator called the Pagan Prophet. So this fight will grant a new trait if you decide to fight that fight. It may be that they're just too heavy, like too much for you. And then we've got week 5 is like a draft week as well. So let's just go and close that one off. So the first week is what we're sort of doing. Again, this is new to the game, so we haven't seen this before. Not that I can remember anyway. Then we've got different things like we've got certain aspects of the different fights. Some of them we don't know anything at all about. Like this one, we've got no idea what the reward is going to be, no idea what the match is going to be. So this is a complete unknown. This one here is a one versus many, where it's us versus 3 different characters. One of them we know is a pit slave. So that would be something, in that case, it says level 1, which means that they should be pretty low level. And then we've got a 1 versus 1 back over through here. It's only level 1, which is what our rank is. So this is in a small villa, this is in city slums. This one we don't know what the venue would actually then end up being. We have a host as well, and so we have to be sort of be careful ultimately with who we support and who we don't support in terms of, or who the host is going to be. Yeah, so in this case, let's just do this one here. We think it's a 1 versus 1, but we don't know who we're up against. Not that it really matters. I can spend some of my fame to reveal more traits or more aspects about it. If I just go and select any of these, I can then just go and fight these. It costs us 5,000 to unlock the 4th one, but let's just go to this one through here and just go and fight. So so Sticky Wicket saying Jasper Bumrah is the phenomenon. He was incredible, amazing bowler, and it was sort of funny because he was like the Australians were fearful of him, but I had no idea he was that incredible. He was just amazing. By far the best bowler around at the moment, I think. So this is a small villa that we're going to actually have a fight, and all I'm going to be doing is just twitching the everything around a little bit. I just walk in. So it's 1 versus 1. And it's just I'm really bad at this game. So we've given a few hits. We haven't taken any damage yet, but where you have your mouse is really important. Here we go, got some blood on him. Only level 1. Hit him in the head. There we go. Oh, someone's thrown a weapon down. I can go and pick them up if I wanted to. There's someone in the crowd. Now he's just knocked my shield off, which now means I have to try to finish him off. I've just dropped that other one. So now just whack him on the head. Yeah, we're taking a bit of damage now. There we go, got him. So We picked up a few of those in through there. So we get the victory, but it's pretty cool the way it sort of does work. It's quite engaging. We took a bit of damage, but nothing too bad. I don't know if I can actually pick up my old hammer. There's a wooden buckler. I'll just go and grab that as well. Actually, I'm going to have to ditch the other one. I'll just press E. What can I pick up from here? I'll pick up that weapon there. That one's dead. Where's the other stuff? That's pretty much all I can actually get, I think, at this stage. Oh, hang on. We did pick up the other one. This is a spiked rusty shield. This one is a wooden buckler. I'll go with the rusty shield. There we go. So we've sort of, I think that might be the best of the weapon that we have. If I ditch this weapon here, I can just have a bit of a look around. We've got the small hammer. We do actually have the staffs. That's a two-handed. We have a large fancy jug we can make use of as well. I'll just go and pick up. I think because I can sometimes you can take out what you want. I'll just go and grab this one here. So I'll leave the fight now. So just press tab. So we pick up rewards and fame as well for that one through there. So you can see through there the base match gold, base match fame in through that side. 1 kill, so we get another 50 for that one, and then total damage dealt. We've got 93 fame for that one there. If you're playing a multi-team match and you do damage to your team, you end up with negative fame, which is pretty cool. So it is actually good with that one through there. Now this is the equipment fame multiplier back and through this other side. Audience favour, they enjoyed it. Which is good, so we get a boost to all of our fame in through there. We'll just go and return. We are unlovable though, so we do lose a percentage of the actual total fame. So we'll just go and return. So that was actually Allura was the host of that particular fight, and so we end up with her becoming more positive to us, and then we actually ended up with -6 to the others. Just go and return. Okay, and so as we sort of come back through, these tips are worth reading, but we'll just go back into it. And so then we just come back in. So the gold fame received, yep, so we've got that one through there. We'll just approve it. Fame is going to be our problem. Recovery, we need to go and recover. So we've actually been able to rest a little bit. Our health is now 86. And I'll just go through the other bits we can now go and do. So we've got 2,800. And we have a little bit of fame there as well. I can unlock these if I had 999. I can reveal new items in through here as well if we want to sort of change things around. Actually, we came out with our original equipment. So some of the players will have aspects that allows them to pick up equipment and then leave with that better equipment. In our case, we don't have that. We have to go back out with our actual equipment. If we go to the utility menu, this is actually again really quite rich the way it does work. The first time we heal ourselves up, it's free, so I'll just go and do that one. So we're now up to 100 again. We'll just approve that side. We can, the promoter use the budget to spread word about your achievements, so we can expect more fame if we spend gold on that one. So we're going to have to ultimately do that with this particular character. The Skolo is our training arena. Again, we can end up getting all sorts of different bonuses with this one. It's just nicely done the whole way. To do the training, we're going to need 5 training gear, which we could afford it. I'm not going to worry about it though at this stage. The character itself, you can then sort of have a look to see what it's actually got. It will then unlock other traits over time. Statistics, back and through there. Backstory, again what we saw there before. There is, Mender the Smith will repair 500 to 1,000 durability for free every week. So that's actually pretty cool. So we do actually have, that's because we're a blacksmith's apprentice. And then we've just got the 1 victory. And so we need to eventually sort of move our way through the levels. If we have a look at the character, this is, so we're just larvae at this stage. So we need to actually get our ranks up. And so eventually we'll sort of make our way through to Ascended will be the final sort of way of actually sort of playing the game. So the game ramps up as you play it. So that's all the different aspects in through there. Let's just go back out. Oops. Sorry, armory. Here is where we sort of then start to either try to buy new equipment for our character. Like for example, we don't actually have a. We do actually have equipment. We've got a sandal on our foot. We've got an arena footwear on the left foot. using a Laposi fur hide arm on there with a wooden buckler is what we're sort of using in that area. And again, we should sort of see the durability. This one's now 82 of 97. This one is 304 of 312, which is actually, that one's okay. That's 17 of 18, 23 of 24. So these are actually all okay. In terms of our, we're not actually wearing, we've got no chest piece equipped. We could buy this one here, this Dormian fishnet shirt. And so this is what it will then look like. This one gives us, it's got 48 durability. It's got an armor of 16%, so it's not fantastic. But the only other one we can really sort of get at this stage is to reveal one of these as well, like a different sort of weapon. But we do need some sort of shirt. So this is going to cost me 1,200. So I'll just go and buy that. I can hold it by using fame if there's something I'd want that I can't quite afford. So we just go and purchase it. And so now we've got that one. This unit now just come back in. So he's actually now sort of got that one. If we get a second weapon, and we can't really afford it at this stage, then we'd be able to repair one while we're actually then fighting the next week. So we start to sort of then just build this character up, which is it's a really cool system. And then we just go to the next one across. We're still at rank 1. We're at week 2. We go and close, and we then go to the many versus many are quite good fun. This is like the Grand Plaza. And so we end up with us, a pit slave, and a criminal against a pit slave and 2 others. So we're only going to be low level at this point in time as well. So this one's got like low rewards back and through there. Again, 1 versus 1. We don't know what this match type is. I can spend fame to reveal it, but we just don't have the fame for it. So it's pretty cool the way it sort of does work. So Thor is saying it plays a bit like Hand of Fate. I don't know that game actually. I've seen it, but I don't know it. And so, Jason's saying, reminds me a bit of Mount and Blade in terms of fighting mechanic. Yeah, very similar. Very, very similar. If you've played Mount and Blade, you're going to enjoy this game a lot. Actually, probably, I like it more than Mount and Blade, to be honest. Not that I played a lot of Mount and Blade, but I was bad at Mount and Blade. I'm bad at this one as well, but I still really enjoy it. I'll just go in one little many versus many and show you what I mean about the, like if we do accidentally actually hit our guy. So we go in and fight. So we have to just use WASD keys and then just the mouse, essentially. We can do different things, like there's you can kick, there's all sorts of stuff with different keyboard combinations, and I'm not really up on all those, to be honest. I just do the moving around. You can press space as well. I think space then puts you into like a running mode. If you've only got one leg, you can't really do that one through there. Okay, let's just move forward. So we've got our team. Our team is following us in. So let's move up. So the other team will come from the other side of the arena there somewhere. So we have to be careful. Our guys are going to be green, so they're the 2 that we have to be mindful of. If I press shift, I can then run in. Here they come. Now we've got to be careful of our stamina. Our stamina sort of, as we hit things, he's kicking us away. There we go, got a good hit on him. So I'm just, yeah, there we go. He's gone. So you can get him behind him. So it's a bit more strategic, you know, in the sense of what it actually does do. So I'm just twitching. I can hold back and get ready to hit. And if I double click, I can then go overhanded. If I accidentally hit my guy, there we go, he's down. 1 more to go. That's a green. Now if I hit my guy, I get negative, and it'll tell me that the crowd is unhappy with that. So I just had to block. Come on guys, help me out. Now we've dropped our hammer. Pick it up again with using the E key. Dropped it again. We haven't taken too much damage ourselves yet. Keep my shield up. So every hit we get, oops, dealt. So I'm doing overhand. There we go. All right, so we now win the fight. So I'm going to always come out with my equipment, so that's all good. Okay, the audience wants you to switch weapons. I'm not sure what we have to do there, but anyway, that's doesn't want me to use the hammer anymore for whatever reason. I don't really read much of what goes on at the bottom there. I'll just go and enter back out of here again. They give me pick up with more rewards. This one here was with Valerius. We're +3 with him now, -12 with the others, +5 with Allura still. Just go return. And so we've got a little bit more that we now sort of go and spend. But it's essentially just a management game, but it's very, very quick and easy to play, which is pretty cool. And actually, as it does expand up, it does become more interesting, which is great. So I'll just approve that one. And then we have ranked up, so we're now rank 2 blood fodder. We can no longer do rank 1 battles, and those battles that we've been doing have been rank 1. We'll now be doing rank 2, so it'll be more difficult. Now what we can do is we can decide that all next characters will end up getting +100. Like when we actually start up a new character, we're going to get 100 extra in our fame right from the start with the new character. Or we can just go with extra movement skills with this one through here. I'm going to go that way, just for future runs. So that's sort of how that one does work. We'll just approve. And again, we've then got the utility menu. With the character, we're now a blood fodder, back and through this other side. So that's the rank. We can only now do rank 2 or above. We will actually have opportunities to then do other things as well. The Scolo, do we have enough money? No, we don't have enough to really do much. These all cost certain amounts. Just don't have enough of this yet to start to do. One thing we do have to do though is go back to utility and our healing. We're at 81 at the moment. It's now going to cost me 500 to heal up. I can just go in with the 81 and just risk it. Maybe I'll do that for another fight. Just to like, the more I sort of use this, the more it's going to be, the more expensive it will then end up being. So let's actually not worry about that one. I won't play anymore, but this is you get the idea. It's actually pretty cool the way it does work. We're down to 80 of 97 through there. 302 is still not too bad. 16 of 18. 22. That one's down to 5. Let's just go and throw that one in there. So that's going to be fixed up. There's a helmet there. Let's reveal it. See what we end up getting. And I can do that one. This is a Malam mask. So this is just going to help me a little bit with extra armor. So I'll go and buy that one. I can sell stuff as well. So I'll just go and purchase it. But anyway, you get the idea. I won't keep on playing it. That then gets placed in there. That's also, the durability is terrible on that as well. I might just leave both of them out for the next fight. Anyway, I'll quit out of this one. And save and quit to the main menu. I just wish there were multiple runs you could do. I don't know why there's only one. I know that's a real roguelike type thing, but it's just really not something that I think is like, I think there should be at least 3 or 5 runs you could actually then go and do. But anyway, that's all it has. But it's a great little game. Like, it really is a very, very cool game. Like, just a single developer has sort of been just working on it. It's a bit of a labour of love, and it really shows. It's great. Readers then saying there could be tactics there. Use choke point, surround enemies. Don't blinded enemy is the worst tactics. Yeah, yeah. Well, sort of you end up just looking after your own character, but it is pretty cool. Henry is saying they should add more gore to the game if they're going to spray such a high amount of blood around. Yeah, I'm not sure. There may be even settings that actually does that. I'm just not really sure about that one through there. Let's open up Steam and I didn't have anything really specific that I was going to be talking about today, so I'll just go to I'll go to my actual Steam library. Oh, yes, sorry, there was. I wanted to talk about two of the Stardock games that are coming up, and I will be actually streaming in 2 days' time at this time, like in 1 day and 23 hours from now. I'll be doing a stream here on YouTube. I will actually put up a reminder about that one as well. So I'll be doing a live stream of Sins of a Solar Empire, and so that will be coming up in a couple of days' time. And then 2 days again after that, I'm going to continue that one on, and then I'm going to also be playing the new content for Gal Civ. So let's have a look at those. And so I'll start with Sins of a Solar Empire, which is very positive. This is an awesome game. So 83%. Again, this is very cool for these style of games. Like this you often don't sort of see like numbers in these sorts of areas. I get asked a little bit as to what of all the different Space 4Xs, what should people buy? Like what would be the best one to get? And the answer is sort of like it really depends on you. But this one here is a fast game to play. I might even show it again. I've shown portions of it. There's a lot in it. There's an awful lot in it, but it's designed to be played quickly. And that's actually so of all the games that are there, this one actually does have a nice fast approach. It's designed for multiplayer, but is very, very playable as a single player game. I'll show you what's actually been introduced to the game as well, because again, it's pretty cool the way it sort of does work. Is the Sins 2 campaign done? Well, there's all sorts of different ways of playing the game, to be honest, but yes, it is. Like all the factions are there, so I'm thinking is that what you mean? So, okay, so Jason's saying, thanks for showing that. Look quite nice, and I'll probably have a look at it myself. It's a cool game. This is again, those who are about to die, I think I forget what I just was playing, what the name of it was called. We Were About to Die. Anyway, it's the Gladiator game. Great little game. It's sort of one of those surprising games, actually. It was one of those ones I had, when I was interested in it, when I approached the developer. I think I approached the developer, or someone from the developers community approached me. One of the two. I can't remember which way it was, but I was sort of struck with it because it's not my type of game that I play. But I really, really liked the story of the developer, like the way the developer approached the game and what he did. I was really taken back by that. Like I just thought, wow, this guy loves what he does, and he actually put some videos on how he was programming the actual combat in the game, and that was what sold me on it, to be honest, way back. This is a couple of years ago now, and but I do remember looking at what he had done. He explained why the physics in the game, how the physics in the game actually work, and that was enough for me to think, yeah, I've got to see what he's done, and it's even though I'm terrible at the game itself, I can really appreciate what he's done with it. All right, here we go. Sins of a Solar Empire 2.
For more than 30 years, we've sacrificed and bled for a memory of peace we've never known. Few remain of those who fought before, and the burdens of command now fall on us. We were trained to survive in a hostile, changing galaxy, to evolve and adapt new tactics, and leverage the environment in our favor using the shifting phase lanes to cut off our enemies. This new form of guerrilla warfare would serve us well into years to come. Our economic and manufacturing systems would become more resilient, more flexible. We would become unparalleled in maintaining the essential supply lines required to fuel the war effort. And we would modernize our fleets to take advantage of newly discovered resources. But our enemies have not stood idle. The alien Vasari.
It's a beautiful game, this one. Absolutely beautiful.
In their mastery of phase technology. Reports of strange structures empowering devastating new fleet tactics have become increasingly frequent. The Advent deviants have proven to be our greatest threat. Their spread across former trader worlds has reached a critical mass and now allows them to function as one. The collective will, bent on our destruction. Now, something new is on the horizon. Signals from both friendly and enemy planets are falling at an unprecedented pace. And all attempts
Funny way to hold your hand, isn't it?
We
Going
don't
around
know.
everywhere, not smiling.
Confrontation is imminent. We'll be ready when it comes.
The worst part of that cutscene was the guy holding his fingers up to his chest. He was very nervous. But it's a very, very cool game. So anyway, let's just press any key to start. So now, Voodoo Dog saying the answer is OFC Mu 2. So no, it's not. There's people have tried to essentially find the Mu 2 killer, I guess, the game that replaces Master of Orion 2. It's very, very locked into its own little genre, and for me, there's so many different games in this, so many good games in this space. Like, you got Stellaris, you've got Distant Worlds, you've got Gal Civ, you've got Sins of a Solar Empire now, 2, which is coming in, and you've also then got Interstellar Space Genesis. If you want a Mu 2 killer, Interstellar Space Genesis is that game that essentially is taking what Mu did, like Master of Orion, and extending it. So that is, if you enjoyed Master of Orion, you'll enjoy Interstellar Space Genesis. If you're into simulations, Distant Worlds is your go-to. Stellaris and Gal Civ are both more board game sort of style games, and Sins is a more fast-paced game. Like, it is actually it is designed for actually, I think I'm allowed to show this now. Pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm allowed. I'm just come up with the media review build. This is from August. That's fine. That's all right. I was just thinking, hang on, because I just put in a new password for it, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to show it, but I am allowed to show it. Anyway, Sins is very, very much is really designed for multiplayer. Now, Stellaris is, and Gal Civ is as well. Stellaris definitely is. It's a major focus of Stellaris, which is why I don't particularly like it in terms of the other games, to be honest. Gal Civ has it, and it works because it is that board game style. But this is another game that is really, really built around the multiplayer. And my fear when I first was looking at Sins, because I enjoyed the first Sins of a Solar Empire, but my fear was that it was just going to be, I don't think there was an active pause in the original one from memory, which I didn't like, but they have actually added it in. So they've actually made it very, very good for single player and very, very good for multiplayer as well. So, so with the actual game itself, so there was a question there about the where was it? About the campaign. It's not a campaign that I'm aware of. It's literally is just scenarios that you can then go and play, but they're designed to be played fairly fast. So if you're looking for a game that you will be able to finish fairly quickly, that isn't overly onerous, then Sins sort of does fit, or it scratches that itch. Just reading a few more of the comments in through there as well. Reed is saying, have you watched the series Vikings? I was impressed by depiction of small squad tactics in it. I wish there was a game that would allow for something more like that. Yes, well, which games would do that? The game that springs to mind is Field of Glory 2 Medieval. For me, that's the one that, and only because it does have the Vikings in it, and the tactics. So different tactics in that era for me are modelled very, very well, like in a tabletop sort of type setting. So for me, it's Field of Glory 2 Medieval is the go-to in that sort of sense. because I always find that you end up sort of playing like with you've got things that not that you're sort of setting up shield walls and so on and so forth, but you sort of are with the way that you then are sort of operating with the forces. So I know what you mean there. You're probably sort of really thinking about where you can give an order to then have a shield wall and then do the turtle type stuff and things like that as well. It was cool that series. It was very, very cool. General saying, recall that the campaign missing. Voodoo Dog saying, indeed, the Interstellar Space Genesis is just single player, whereas Mood 2 has multiplayer. Plus, the research system in Mood 2 is much better, in my opinion. Oh, okay. Yeah, so, but yes, Interstellar Space Genesis is probably great, is absolutely great. Yeah, there we go. So, MC is saying, dang, and so I'm not sure what that's about. Tenor is saying, from the devs, question, is there a campaign? Answer, not in the base game. We will be releasing an expansion pack that will include a campaign and the 4th race. Oh, okay, so this is going to be brand new content. There we go. Cool, thanks for finding that out, actually. So that's interesting. I know that there's DLC coming because I've seen the roadmap for this, but I haven't really had a close look at it because there's still new stuff coming out, and there's new stuff just coming out right now where they're actually improving the, the variance of the different planetary bodies around what you actually end up having. So if we just go, for example, to a random 2-player game into here, one thing you don't have is you don't have a thing where you can change, like you don't have a real lot of say over the actual scenarios themselves. They are fairly balanced. The random ones have got like a set number of planets and so on and so forth. You can change certain things with them though. By the way, the tutorials, there's new tutorials that have just been added in, and I've done those. Just going through the different aspects about the actual factions. So they've been added in as well with the new changes that have come to the game. The different maps, again, you've got like 2-player, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, or 9 to 10 players back and through this other side. Again, it is designed for multiplayer as well, where you can go and join games, host new games, etc., etc. That then you don't have actually active pause, so you're then sort of sitting and playing it. But it is a game designed to be played very quickly, which is actually very, very cool. If I just go to that one through there, randomly generated map for 2 players. If I just go and set up the game. When I come back through, I then choose who I'm going to be playing. The tech are the easiest to understand. They're just the basic humans, and then you can have sort of like random things in through there. You can change the difficulty to whatever you actually want. Now you do actually have map settings. One thing I would suggest, there is actually an orbiting planets mechanic in the game, which is very, very interesting. But if you are newish to the game, then don't play with that on. Play with it turned off. You've got different other sort of settings back and through here as well. Now, if I turn that one on, I've then got the orbiting planet speed as well. And what this does is you end up with, I'll show you what I mean. Like if I leave it with, I'll just leave it with, I'll just go and right click it down to, we've got low, very low. Yes, we can go to, like you can sort of have it so that it's going very, very slowly. But what that is it means that the planetary bodies in the solar system that you're playing in will actually be in an orbit. And so it changes over time, and so the actual lanes change over time as well. Just go and close that one. I'll just start a new game. The thing I love about this game is because it's got the active pause. So it sort of rewards players like me who like to sort of look and watch things a little bit and just really sort of digest what's going on. So it plays almost like it's turn-based, and it's actually quite a relaxed pace. I've got to say, even with it just running forward, it's not terrible. And the game actually, the more you play this game, the more you end up sort of understanding. You've got like all sorts of little tools to really, really help with the user interface and user experience with the game. It's really super enhanced with this particular game to make it easy for you to manage whatever you want it to be doing. So it takes a little bit of time just to get used to what to look for at the start. But once you've actually got that under control, you can then sort of sit back and almost just let things happen automatically to a large degree. You're still sort of mainly sort of moving fleets into different positions. You're managing fleets. You are managing your build queue, your research as well. So So, okay, Clancy's then saying, "Hey, Daz, I just wanted to say I really enjoyed your War in the Pacific video." Yeah, thanks for that. I thoroughly enjoyed that conversation, actually. That was such a cool way of looking at the game, and having the developer actually be able to go through and show under the hood stuff was fantastic as well. So, so Thor is saying to read, check out Ancestors Legacy or Northgard. Northgard, does that have that sort of tactics though that Reed was talking about? I don't know if it does. Right, so it's actually now time is tracking forward. So I'm just going to pause that, which you can do, which is actually a major. I was interested in the game even if it didn't have active pause, but I was not really looking forward to playing it very much at all. If it didn't have the active pause, but it does have the active pause, so it's which is perfect for me. So we've got the actual center itself. The game is very much set up. We're not going to be able to see much until we have the different units go off and do different things. A lot of the pacing of the game comes down to how quickly you are getting your metal and your crystal and your credits. They're the three basic resources. There are other resources, but that's really the name of the game, is actually getting these to be going as fast as you can. And so if we go across, there's again different ways of managing things. I can go in and actually click on a planet and then actually have all the, so I can do it from far away, like go and click down and actually go and tell the planet to do different things. For example, this will then improve the mining rates, so it'll take 30 seconds. So I can go and click that one up. That will then be, so I'm going to upgrade the mining straight away on the actual planet itself. There's all sorts of different things I can just do straight from in here, or I can just go straight in. If I just unclick that one, I can go into the actual planet itself and click it, and I still have the same sort of deal in through there. So it's either the system or the planet. I can also do the management from here as well, and just go straight to the actual planet, Femos, come down and actually manage it from more of a spreadsheet sort of style, which allows me to then sort of see what we've actually then end up getting. If I wanted to be getting certain sort of orbital structures, the civilian orbital structures, if I need something specifically, and again, the more you play the game, you're going to then sort of understand what you sort of do require. Like playing as a tech, we will need trade ports, but we don't need them initially. The Titans we'll eventually sort of go and get. But it does a very good job, again, with the game pause. It allows you to very quickly sort of see what's going on. And so if I wanted to say, for example, build, I've got another civic research station. At the moment, I don't have any real way of doing civilian research or military research back up through here. I won't do the whole thing, but I'll be doing this in a lot of depth in 2 days' time. So if you're interested in the game, I'll be sort of treating it as a tutorial. But in this case, you can see control, you click control to auto place. So I don't even have to have that location open to place it. I can just go control and click, and it's now going to be built. You can see that's now taken away some of the resources that we actually had. So that's now queued up at that location. I can queue up a military research station as well. Notice how it's now flashing a number 1 back up the top through there. And I'll do the same with military. So we need to have some of these to sort of open up what we're doing. And so I don't have to manage, I can do all of my management from here. I can go to defense areas, what do we need? Is there anything else we need to build? These means that we need to have research before we can build them. But the game does a great job of allowing you to see exactly what you can do on all the planets. It's exactly the same as clicking on the planet, but I can then go to planetary items, add in other things as well. Like I've got a civic university as well, which I can sort of add onto the planet. Just go and queue that one up as well. And you can see it's now just coming back in the bottom there. If I just go and close that one off, it's still all here. It's still all queued up, but instead of it's just placing them automatically in around the location. The civic research station will be sort of, instead of me going in and actually going to building orbital structures and then going and choosing a where is it, the civic research, where's that one? There, that one there. I can, if I wanted to, go and pick one of those. We need to upgrade the logistics to unlock it. Okay, so it will tell me if I need to do different things with it. Logistics is this one through here. So this is logistics for the actual planet itself, which means that I can't put more slots in yet until I've actually upgraded the logistics. So there's those sorts of things with the game, which, again, just the management of the game is really, really cool. The planets themselves, see how there's like a line? That's actually the orbits. And so all of these will orbit in the same direction, so they'll all be together as we sort of go around the sun. But there will be some that will go back the opposite way, and they'll actually present interest, I guess, for doing that one. But I would suggest not playing with those orbits on, with what does actually happen with that one through there. Future orbits, we can just turn that one on. That's going to be the future orbits back and through there. We can just sort of scroll back and forwards to see what's going to happen over time. But in this case, we don't have to worry about that. So let's not worry about that one. What else is there to talk about? But it's just extremely streamlined with the way that the game actually sort of does work. And really, then it's also been the recent improvements with the game. And I'll just unpause it, just to let it go off. The ships will do their own thing. They've got 2 scout ships in through here. They're just going to go off and scout their way through the through the galaxy. And again, if I get close to it and then just sort of I can just, look at the actual ship from any old angle. It's just really nice and intuitive, the way the game sort of does work. It will then get to the edge of the gravity well and then sort of start to go into hyperspace. It'll open up a hyperspace loop to go to that other location.
Mining upgrade complete.
So we're now sort of doing the mining upgrade is now finished. And so now we've come into another system. And these will just keep on having a look to see what's around. So we've got some enemies in through this other side. What I can just do is go back to my original location by double-clicking on it and just start to build things up. But I don't even have to do that. I can just go straight in and choose my Alpha fleet, which has got no ships in it at the moment. I get a free ship, a free capital ship right from the start. In this case, this one can colonize, the second one in. So let's go and grab that one. That's always a good starting one. And that one comes immediately. So with that selected, we've now actually, with the Alpha fleet selected, we've got one ship in it, the Akan battle cruiser, and I can build a few other little sorts of things, like we've got the Cobalt light frigates. If I press shift, I can get 5 of those. So if I just do that, they'll then start to build up, and so that will then become a fleet. Like essentially it'll be like this is what's currently queued in through this other side as well. I might just get a couple more in through there. And so ultimately we can then build up a fleet very, very quickly, again, without even looking at the what we're doing through here. I don't have to, I can do that from any old place. So I can just go straight into the Alpha fleet and tell it what I want in that fleet. So it's extremely streamlined, the way it sort of does work. But again, it's one of these things, if you're playing multiplayer, it just works, the way it sort of does do all this stuff. There goes another one of the scout ships going off to another location. So it's now got the Civic University, and we have different upgrades for our ship as well. So I'll just upgrade the colonization aspect of the main battle cruiser, and we're still building. You can see through there we've actually got 3 Cobalt light frigates, but we are now got 4. We're still building a couple more, so they're actually huge ships are coming back in. So again, it's very streamlined the way it sort of does look, and it's very quickly you get a feel for what has to happen. And if you forget to do stuff, all it means is you're just accruing more metal and crystal, which you can then spend very, very quickly to sort of get anything else that you require. If I again go back to the planet, I can then sort of have a bit of look to see, okay, look, let's improve our logistics over time, and so that will then be queued into here. We're already at the maximum amount for what we have in through there. We can do the research rate can go up a little bit as well. We can go into our research into here, this side now, and think, okay, let's open up the civilian research. This one requires 1 research point. This one here to get to level 2, and you can see there's like a column for that, will then require another extra 1 that we don't actually have just yet. Military only have 1, but we can still get that one queued up as well. So again, it costs us, but it's just a very streamlined game to play. If you're looking for a game that does sort of have the multiplayer, they've also added in a lot more different planetary types and different sort of ways of the planets being a bit more unique, which again is fairly interesting. Look and see if any of these are going. See how that one's going the opposite direction. So that one over time. This is why I don't think it's a good idea to play with these on. But that's actually these other ones are still moving around in an anti-clockwise area, except for that one there. And so that we're now moving off, but that's actually, but that's going to then bypass and change what it does over time. And that can be a little bit too much when you're first starting to learn the game. Anyway, yeah, great little game. Anyway, that's so I will be live streaming that in pretty much exactly two days time, and then I'll be streaming it again 2 days after that again as well. So that's Sins of a Solar Empire. Lots of good stuff that have now come to that one through there. The other game that I will be streaming as well in 4 days time, because they've also, I'm going to be allowed to. I think I'm allowed. Don't think I'm allowed to show it just yet, so I won't open the game up. Gal Civ has got new stuff coming for it, so I'll be streaming that on the day I'm allowed to stream it, which is I think I'm just going to be still a couple of days away before I can do that one through there. But this is when people do actually sort of say, look, I'm looking for a nice quick space 4X game, then Sins is that game. It really is. That's where that one sort of does fit. Just go into Gal Civ. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show it yet. Because I think I've got it now all loaded up with all the new stuff in it, and so we actually have the which one? Megastructures. Yeah, it's coming on the 3rd. Yeah, I'm not allowed to show it yet. But I am allowed to show it in 4 days' time. And so I will be doing another live stream. After I finish my Sins live stream, I'll have a few hours off, and then I'm going to do a Gal Civ live stream to show off Megastructures DLC as well. So, and I'll be playing that one for a couple of weeks, actually. So I'm looking forward to being able to show that one there. So that's I've been given sort of like a preview build of the new stuff that's actually coming for Megastructures, which looks very, very cool as well, with what's actually going in there. So Megastructures, pinnacle with technology. Megastructures are powerful structures capable of tipping the cosmic scales in your favour. Each megastructure has something unique to offer, and your decision on which to build can have drastic implications. Power your megastructures ambitions with Dyson spheres. So you've got those in there. Stellar Nexus, the ultimate megastructure. So you've got different ways of adding things in as well. There's a lot of stuff, as you can sort of see through here as well, which I haven't tested yet, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to trying this out and seeing what this one actually is like. It looks very, very cool. So you've got Stellar Gateways, build ring worlds to ensure your civilization's legacy, all new quests and events back and through there again as well, which is cool. So a big addition to the game as well. So this is a new DLC coming, which is going to be coming on the 13th of December. So just in time for Christmas. Actually, I was just so get your merch at shop.daztactic.com. If you do need the ideal Christmas gift, then of course, please go to my shop and buy some merch. Dwarf Fortress t-shirts and hoodies. There we go. I always forget to mention that I do actually have merch, and I'm thinking, with Christmas maybe I should push it a bit. But anyway, I always forget. It's no, suit yourself. Don't feel obliged or anything. Hi Michael, how you going? So Invictus saying, hi all, love your videos, Daz. Got Strategic Command World War II War in Europe on sale. It comes with the Iron Cross mod that makes the map look more like an atlas. Love it. If at all possible, play Gary Grisby's games. Yes, it's sort of I used to have a lot of his games actually way back in the day. Some of them just get too old now, you know. Like I really enjoyed them a lot. They are great games, but yeah, because he's got so many games. But yeah, we were talking earlier about the actual his War in the East and War in the Pacific games, which are just too big to play for me anyway. They're just too big. So anyway, there we go. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. And that the different mods, there's the Iron Cross mod. There's also Blue Max mod for World War One, which is actually a very, very good graphic mod for Strategic Command World War One as well. I think it's Blue Max is the mod for that one. Anyway, Megastructures coming. I'll be able to show that essentially on Friday or the weekend, depending on where you are. But that will be. I'm looking forward to sort of getting back into Gal Civ. I do really, really love playing Gal Civ. And again, all these games sort of slot nicely into different categories. I love just how adaptable the civilizations are in Gal Civ as well. So I'm looking forward to sort of being able to test that one and seeing how that one actually sort of does then work. But this one looks like a good addition from. By all accounts, by what from what I've actually been, from what I've heard by people who have also been sort of testing it as well, saying it's a really quite a nice addition. Okay, so what else have we got to do? Well, they've got the giveaway coming up fairly soon, so I'm going to have to start to wind up. What I might do though is I feel like I've missed something, so I'm just going to go and open up my actual Steam library. Space Haven, that was interesting. This is a major update. This is something that I did mean to. I was going to play actually and just test it out because I really enjoy what this does. So Space Haven is a. So this one's actually had a big update. It's oldish, 2020, but it's actually still rates very, very highly, like 82%, 86%, which is actually good again for these sorts of games. This is one where you're very much building up a space station, but it looks like they've actually now made it so you can actually build on asteroids and things like that as well. So it looks a bit more nuanced than what it was before, like previously. So I haven't played it for quite some time. I did sort of fire it back up again, I think yesterday, but it was. That was when I saw that there was new stuff coming for that one. I'm interested in that, even though the game has been out for like 4 or 5 years now. It's actually it's still a really, really cool game the way that they did it. It's probably one of the best of these sorts of space colony type games that I've played. I think I was very happy when it first came out. It was like one of the first to release. It's very, very, very good. So original intent saying I'm late joining. What's the giveaway today? It's Strategic Command War in the Pacific. So Strategic Command World War II War in the Pacific. So it's worth $75 Australian at the moment, and so it's a fairly, but it's a good entry level war game. Like it's got a lot of content in it. So it's and I did I'll be streaming that again on the Slytherin channel coming up in December. Actually, I've just got my schedule for Slytherin as well. So I've got one of those. Sorry, I'll just turn that off. Right, we'll just go back to the library. And back to the library again. All right, RimWorld merch store is live. Not sure what they've got there. Locomotive. Now, this is one that I was approached by Chucklefish, which Chucklefish have got some great games. Like they've got. If you have it, let's just open it up and just have a quick look and see. If you just go across, and so they sent me the key to have a look at it. Just go to Chucklefish, and you'll see some of the games that they've actually got. Now, some of these I haven't. Witchbrook, I've got no idea what that is. Wargroove 2 and Wargroove 1 I really, really enjoyed. This is sort of like advanced tactics. It's a really nice game. There's nothing random in it, but it's a very, very cool game, the way that they sort of did that one. So that was actually a game that I really, really enjoy. Chucklefish games, you can see there's other ones in through there, like Starbound was a great game as well. The original Wargroove back in through there as well. So they just had some nice games. Wild Frost, again, a great little game as well. So they've got these little sort of almost battle type games that I quite like a lot. This one is Pathway. Another, I didn't realise actually Chucklefish had that one. I really enjoyed this game as well. This was a really cool game as well. I didn't realise that was a Chucklefish game. There we are. But there's, but I've always enjoyed their games, and so they shot me through the key for. We'll just go back to it for Locomotive, and I thought I'd mention it because it's interesting. I won't play it all, but it's essentially a point-and-click adventure, and so it does sort of say, like in some of the marketing for it was saying it was very much like the Monkey Island games, and I used to enjoy the Monkey Island games. This is not the sort of game I would now play, personally, but it's but it has just released. It is nicely done the way that they've actually done it. But if you did like Monkey Island, then that's something you may want to look at as well. And I've played a little bit of it just to sort of see what it was like. It's rated very positive. 98%. Is pretty damn cool, actually. It's only just been released. But that's something that I only played it for like 20 minutes or so, 20 minutes, half an hour, just to sort of see what it was like. And again, not my type of game really that I'm going to be playing, but it very much feels like Monkey Island, to be honest, the way it sort of was playing. So if you did like Guybrush Threepwood or whatever his name was in those adventures, then this is sort of like the next iteration, I guess, of that sort of style. But and again, it's sort of like I'm sure there's a lot of content in there, but I don't know how much it splits up as it sort of goes through. So it's not really my type of game, but I thought I'd mention it, because if you did enjoy Monkey Island, I think you'll enjoy this game. Okay, so Clancy's then saying, just brought Zeph on over the weekend. Do you plan on making more vids for it? Yeah, you're sure the live stream was extremely helpful. Yeah, I've got to finish it off. I just don't know when I'm going to get a chance to do it. Because we're right up to the Titans at this point in time with that. And so it's just a matter of finding the time, to be honest. I'm quite time poor at the moment. Michael's saying, having a blast playing some of my old games. At the moment, I'm playing UFO Afterlight and MM7. I don't know what MM7 is. There we are. But Zephon, yeah, actually, maybe we'll have a quick look at that as well. Actually, no, I'm going to run out of time if I do that, so I won't open up Zephon. Zephon keeps on updating as well, so I'm sort of looking forward to playing that one again. Like another run through of that one. Let's just go back to our Steam one through here with the library. And just there was something else. The lens on snapshot. I did watch that one. It just came out just literally half an hour before I started my stream. I've been really enjoying these. These are nice little 2 or 3 minute snippets of history on YouTube, put out by Slytherin. I'm doing sort of like after they do their series of, like in this case, they're now doing warfare and fortifications. Once they finish off their little series, I then do like a live stream. So I'm not sure when that's scheduled, but but I'll be then doing a live stream of Feudal Glory Kingdoms with following these little videos. But I have enjoyed those little videos. So anyway, that's the new one has just come out now, starting to deal with warfare and fortifications. There's the Gladiator's Revenge, 40% off at the moment for We Who Are About to Die. That's the one we were looking at before. I do recommend that game actually. If you like what you saw, it's a game you can play for 10 minutes, do a quick battle, and then and just leave your character there. I just wish that there were multiple profiles that you could then sort of run at the same time. Season 1 roadmap for Sins of a Solar Empire. This is then going to sort of show what's coming. So you can sort of see through here for the free content. New custom debris for capital ships, starbases, and Titans. That's just come out right now, by the way. New non-colorized gravity wells, new non-colonizable gravity wells, so magnetic clouds, plasma storms. This is going to then make the combat. One of the great things about Sins is trying to find the choke points, the meaningful choke points. And so by having these different sorts of non-colonizable gravity wells, it then means you have to then start to think about things in a bit more strategic depth, which again I really, really like. New star types like white dwarf, red dwarf, etc. First hour game pacing improvements. They've tried to make it faster in terms of what you can then go and do and how you can expand. So they've tried to make the initial expansion not get bogged down. So they're just making little tweaks, quality of life updates, so balance, bug fixes, and AI adjustments. They're still going to add in Steam. Actually, I don't know if this has all been added in yet. Additional new gravity wells, ship graveyard, particle fountain. Haven't seen those yet. Advent Unity ability improvements as well. I don't know if that's actually been implemented yet. That may still be coming. I'm thinking it's still coming. Free content is still coming in 2025 as well. There's a scenario pack. I'm guessing that's the Past of Power DLC. That must be like a campaign, I'm guessing. So that would make sense. That was probably what was mentioned before. Then we've got the additional planet textures, new Advent Minor faction, new artifact types, new planets stat and gameplay. Yep, new factional. Yeah, so there's more stuff coming. A lot more stuff coming, which is very, very cool. Anyway, that's Sins of a Solar Empire. The Troop, I haven't played that for a while, actually. Space Haven we had a look at. So that's actually now got the 20th major update, so progress report. So there's some more things back and through there as well. I have to play that again. It's been a while. I'll skip over some of these. C-Power, I've got to show this. I've got to show it off. When I first got it, and this is actually one of the troubles with getting games too early. When I first got it, there was it was difficult to understand, but it looks great. I might even fire up now, actually. I'll show that one off. This is a Microprose game, as is the Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks as well. This is a new patch there for that one as well. This patch introduces a new exciting... What does it do? Center. Yeah, that's interesting. But anyway, this is first survey. So after over 6,000 and more responses, the first thing I wanted to say is thank you. Yep, going through here. So 7.6 out of 10. That's good. That's a good for the game itself. From when I saw it, I had it just before release, and so it was a bit rough around the edges in some of the things. I think I'll fire it up now. Yeah, that's all of those out of the way. Let's just quickly fire up C-Power. I keep on meaning to show this. Where have I put it? Where have I put it? It should be in here. Or is it under... It wasn't embargoed. I tried to clean this out the other day. But I don't know where I've put C-Power. Where have I put it? It should be under modern. Oh, there it is, right there, the third one in. I knew it was there. There is method to the madness. Oh, we're downloading content. Hopefully it won't take too long. Yeah, that's all right. Hi, Drexy, how you going? Seeing Zephon talk. We didn't do much of Zephon today, so I'll just let this thing load in. Yeah, Zephon is... I've been enjoying playing it. I just haven't played it over the last week or two. I've played it at the very, very launch, and then I've still got to finish off the Titans. Actually, while that's loading in, I mean, it will stop the update for C-Power, but actually, Zephon's going to take forever to load in as well because it's just updated. So I won't start Zephon up, I don't think. So this is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So I might, what we might do is ignore C-Power and get our marble run going. So we'll get the giveaway going. So what I'll do is I'll get that one fired up. Thor is saying, Daz, will you show ICBM escalation at any time? I'm not interested in it, to be honest. It's sort of funny because I know it rates very, very well. It's just not a game I'm interested in. And I don't know what it is. I've never liked those nuclear blast games. Like not like they've been around for a long time, but I've never enjoyed them. And I don't know what it is. It's not through any sort of sensibility. I just have never really liked playing them. Actually, sorry guys, I just got to find... Just get that one stopped. I've just got to set everything up for the marble run. Should have done this before. So, yeah, Dirk's just saying same. Played it for a few days and haven't gone back. Is this Zephon I think you might be talking about? Yeah, so Zephon I do mean to go back to. I do like it. Hang on, what's going on here? Please don't do this to us. How do we get past this? Why has it done that? Never does that. Okay, I'm guessing it's all new. They've changed it. They've changed it, guys. Sorry. Please have your normal stuff in it. I don't. This is new, completely new to me. Settings. What do we have to do? Keyword giveaway. Okay, so we'll just go next. Yep, that's all fine. Next. type in win, not wimb, win. Exclude users who attempt to enter multiple times. No, that's okay. Unique winners. Let's click on done. So guys, if you want to type in the word win, hopefully this will work. They've changed it. It's all completely different. So we'll if you just type in win for the to be in the running, we'll let that one go. And we'll just quit out of this and just double check how we're going with the other one. Now, is it working? Doesn't seem to be working. It's waiting for winners. Yeah. Here they come. Cool. There they come. All right. So we're getting them eventually. I'll just let them sort of come in as we try to load in the other one. Yeah. So it's just currently patching C power at the moment. I'll just let it patch that one in as it goes. So Michael's saying, let's hope the point system works this time. Yes. That was because I was in Twitch, so I think I'm still okay on YouTube with the way that we've been doing it. So the last time was a Twitch one. So this will be YouTube. But it's a cool way of doing giveaways. Actually, I do enjoy the marble run for that. This is going to take a fair bit of time, actually. So maybe we won't worry about C power. I'll try to show that over the coming weeks. I keep on forgetting to show it. It's a game I do mean to show because I know there's a lot of interest in it. And it's a very good-looking game, the way it sort of does work. And it's not too difficult either, actually, C power. It's sort of, it's got some interesting things with it as well. I'll let it come in a little bit. Yeah, this is going to take a bit too long. I'll just pause that. Yep, leave that one there. Okay, so back to the marble run. All right, so we'll lock it off there, guys. 22 entries, looks good. Now, let's go Control C. So, okay, so JKS is saying, what's your game of the year? I haven't even thought about it, to be honest. Haven't even thought about it this year. I'll have to start thinking about that. Ah, here we go. It's all now different. That'd be right. So we now have multiple things we have to now go and search for. So find, replace. Replace all. Okay, that's only got 16. What's done that? Don't like it when they change things. Control C. Same again. Sticky Wicked. Maladroit. Why is it doing that one there? Let's grab the others. All right, we'll try it again. $22, that's right. Okay, we've got our numbers, we've got everyone there. So that's all good. So we'll just go and save this. So good luck, everyone. And we should be right for the proper run this time because we are playing back on YouTube. So that's going to be fine. Close that one down, minimize that one. So marble run, again, marbles on stream. Yeah, game of the year. Wow, I'm going to have to think about that one. I always end up having to rush it at the back end of the year. There's been some good games this year. And even just recently, there's been some good games. So we've just got to go to race to start with, get the thing set up. Clear that one out. Open. Okay, finish. Go back out again. Grand Prix. 2. Bots. 3 maps. Leave all them in, we'll just autofill. Alright, okay, so Real Live Zenith, Lost Switch Prism, and Tangled Ancient Carts. So they're all about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes is the average time, I think. Yeah, average finish time. Okay, good luck, guys, good luck. So, Game of the Year is Marble Run. I should put it in there, it's good fun. Alright, here we go. Should start to see Christmas branding on everything fairly soon. Okay, well, here we go. We'll get started. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. So Greg is out in front. Original Intent coming back through. But Greg's gone straight through the middle here with Invictus. And up to the top. Invictus as well. Is anyone making their way back out? Greg has. Greg's now on the next little level down. Tiny Mutant Squid's actually made it all the way to the bottom there, with William Thomas coming in after that. I might just go and grab someone from here and we'll just follow them in. I think we've got Sorbicol that we're actually having a look at. No one's fallen off yet. Anyone going down deeper? Here we do have some people on the next level down. Bit hard to tell who's actually winning this. Let's see what happens here at the end. So zipping around all over the place. There's JKS. Someone's moving down through the loop. Looks like Drexy might be out in front with Tiny Mutant Squid, actually. Yeah, Drexy's out in front. And JKS is now coming through and hitting the wall. And JKS is out. Tiny Mutant Squid is out. Michael is out. Thor is out. Who's made it through? Drexy's made it through. Most people are actually falling off here. So Drexy's going to probably win this, I would guess. So we've got a few others making it through as well. Oh, Reed has hit the lead, I think. So Reed coming through. John Laylock coming through as well. Jack LaRoche has fallen off. So John, Reed. Don't know what happened to Drexy. Thought you were a shoe in there at that stage, Drexy. You still caught up there? No, here you come. So we've got John, CB. Dean is now just popped in front of Guy. Tenru coming in next. Is this going to be a problem for anyone to finish? Hopefully not. Who's going to be the first one to drop? Here comes Guy, here comes Dean. Here comes Reed on the other side. Here comes Tenru. Here comes John. John's going to make it. And John is the first one in. There we go. Congratulations on the first win there, John. Guy Bellaby is trying to get down there as well. He's number 2. These are all worth points. Invictus, then Dean. They're very, very close. Tenru, CB. Drexy got 7th. You want to get 10th as well if you're down this end of it. Subacle coming in 8th. Reed coming in 9th. Maladroit coming in 10th. Comes Maladroit. Reed is stuck. So Reed won't finish. Maladroit may be finishing 9th, but I think the game itself is going to gobble everyone up. There's like a yellow thing that's coming, and that will then sort of, you can see it up through there. As it hits the others, they're not going to make it. Don't think Maladroit or Reed is going to make it through. Maladroit is unburdened by it, but it's going to be too late. Yeah, too late. Okay, so only 8 finishes. Final results. So John, number 1. Guy number 2. Yeah, Invictus, Dean, Tenru, CB, Drexy 7th after leading for quite some time. And then Sorbicol was the only other finish that we actually had through there. We have a quick look at the Grand Prix running settings in through here. So 20 points for John, 15 for Guy, 12 in through there, 10 for Dean. Next map. So lost switch, there we go. Too much glue, says Reed. Yes, absolutely. I don't know what happened there. So everyone's coming into here. Different spider ways out of this one. It's going to be hard to see who's going to be going anywhere. There's all different areas. I'm not sure where they all end up coming. Let's go from further back. Ricardo's been popped across to there. I think, is Ricardo the first one through, or is everyone through? I think everyone's through. I think it's this area through here. I think CB's out in front, being transported automatically into that red chamber. Comes Tenru to join CB in the chamber. Here comes the others as well. They're stuck. No one else has made it through yet. Just watch what happens in through here. So they have to go the slow way. Okay, everyone else is bypassing CB and Tenru in there. So they've actually gone past them. Looks like the CB is gone. He's fallen out. So after that, after looking like you were leading, it was not where you wanted to be at all. Tenru is still stuck in that red chamber. Everyone else is bypassing it. Here we go. Here we go. So Sticky Wicket, I think, is the one out in front. Sticky Wicket is going to bypass that area. Here comes Ricardo. Sticky Wicket straight across. Here goes Greg as well. Okay, they've all made it through. Sticky Wicket's still out in front. Ricardo's actually made up good ground on the other side. Maybe Ricardo in front now, actually. Oh, Drexy's actually just zipped straight to the front. I think that's a win for Drexy. Yes, Drexy's the leader. So he just completely bypassed the whole loop and he actually missed the top bit and ended up bouncing into the final little area. Ricardo coming in second. Maybe. No, original intent, Invictus original intent, then Sticky Wicket. Coming back through. Ricardo, then Silvercoal, Giant Mutant Squid. Jack got the 10 points. There we go, just wait for the others to sort of get back through. Lots of finishes this time. So Drexy's saying, first win, there we are, yes. Yeah, being that far ahead early is never a good thing, says CB. Yeah, absolutely right. Okay, so is that it for everyone? What's Reed doing way up there? I don't know what's happened up there. It's twice in a row that Reed has gotten stuck somewhere. Drexy is the winner there. 2 minutes 59.219. Final results. So we had a lot of finishes in that one particular one. If we have a look at the Grand Prix settings. So Invictus is out in front with, what's that, with 27 points. Then we've got 26 points as Drexy, actually. John Layla, 24. and then we've got some of the others in the teens after that, sort of coming back through. So that's the point system so far. Last map. Good luck, everyone. Still, a lot of people could win this one. Here we go. So we'll start the game. Okay, through the loop. And it's going to be Ricardo, the first one through. Now, where's the danger? Here. Here and over there. Let's just prop ourselves up this way. Just wait for the carnage that will happen as they go through this little loop here. We don't know who's in charge or who's in front. Coming from both sides. You can see both edges. So both teams have to get through here. Here comes Ricardo now. Going to hit this particular location. And some people will be popped up into the air. There goes Thor. Thor is gone. There goes Jack. Thor actually made it back down. There goes Guy Bellaby. And he's back on the map. Wow, you guys are actually living very charmed lives. There goes Guy. Actually made it through. Actually, we've got Tenru and Invictus actually ended up not getting there. That's bad for Invictus, who was leading actually. Looks like Drexy's back out in front here again. Anything could happen. This looks very, very dangerous. Yeah, there goes Drexy. Thor is way up there as well. Might just follow one of these bouncing balls and just see where they end up going. Yes, yeah, so there's a loop there. And they're all just trying to collect themselves there as they go through. Let's look at the leaderboard here. So we've got Thor out in front. Then we've got William, Jack, and Drexy coming in next. Viewing Games, Tiny Mutant Squid. There's a lot on that one there. Let's go with this. Thor's out in front. So if Drexy finishes, he's probably in a good position, although now they've all joined in together. Do we have Jack is now sort of gone down this way. Actually, a few of them have made it through. Oh, actually, that's the finish line. I didn't even notice that. So we've got Thor actually finished, Jack, Ricardo, William, Greg, Tiny Mutant Squid, Original CB, John Layla, Viewing Games. What happened to Drexy? Is Drexy still up there somewhere? It's Dean and JKS. Not sure what happened to Drexy. Did he fall off? Oh, no, he's in there. He's in the loop. I don't know how the others got in and finished in front there. They must have somehow bounced across. Not top 10. No, this could be anyone's game then, in that case. There we go. Winner was Thor. Congratulations, Thor, on that one. I was completely missing where everyone actually was. Drexy came 13th in that one, so only 1 point there. So what we have is, and this doesn't count, we have to go to our Grand Prix to get the so John looks like to be the winner, 28 points. Congratulations, John. We'll just have a quick look. So Drexy came in third, Invictus came in second, even though didn't get a result in that last one. We'll just go and finish the Grand Prix. But John, you look to be the winner. Very close finish. So coming in third was Invictus. Coming in second was Drexy, both on equal points. And then 1 point ahead was John Layla. So John, you're the winner. Congratulations. What I'll get you to do is, if you can email me, please, I can then send you the key. I'll just go and leave that one there. So that's the full list. As you can see down through the bottom there. Wow, JKS, you got 0 points. That's not good. If you can send me, I'll just type this into the StatTactic.com. Oops, StatTactic.com. Yep. So there's the actual that's the email address. If you can shoot me an email, I will then shoot you out the key. So congratulations, John. So John's saying, "Wow, my luck is usually sour." Well, you did well today. You only got about 1 point. That was extremely tight at the top there, and even Jack actually came right back in at 25. So very, very close finish there. Extremely close. So, but yeah, just Drexy and Invictus. Wow, that's that could have gone any which way, couldn't it? Really? Yeah, so close. Absolutely, very, very close. And yeah, like anything could have happened at the back end there. Very, very interesting. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. So thanks for watching, and next week I'm just trying to think. I may have to start changing the day for the next 3 or 4 weeks, just because I've got scheduled live streams at this time for a fairly long period of time, I think. So I might have to look at see what I can do with my scheduling. It may be instead of being Monday, it may be Wednesday that I have to do it. I'll see how I go. I'll see what I've got coming up. So it's going to be a little bit out of alignment. I'll try to give as much notice as I can with when I'm going to be doing the next ChatTactic. I do want to be doing them on the lead into Christmas as well. So I'll try to go to a different day if I can't do it on the actual time and day that I normally would do it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, guys.